Good evening, Bree Moselberg from Mount Pleasant. I see today that Mount Pleasant has again made the news with another national lawsuit. Hopefully that turns out very well in the end for Mount Pleasant because I'm sure taxpayers are paying for it. With that said, I want to enlighten everybody with some information that possibly you don't know as a school board member. So last year I took the time to FOIA the information in regards to Eric Roman, who is the book sex predator that worked here in Mount Pleasant. And not only on Eric Roman, but I want to remind you that over the last decade, there have been 3 other instances of known booked sex predators that have come from Mount Pleasant. But now back to Eric Roman, I want to again inform you because you may not be aware of this information. He was hired 4 times in Mount Pleasant Public Schools. 4 times he resigned in Mount Pleasant Public Schools. And while the board has not taken this step to inform the public that if they had a special needs student, this book sex predator potentially could have, let me read this job description, assisted a student with self-care skills as needed, including dressing, washing hands, and toileting. I'm sick to my stomach right now. That was back in 2020 that he had that job. In regards to this though, if you're interested, if anyone wants to know, I can let you know who recommended him and who did the interview process. And then if we go back to June 7th of 2021, he had his national speech that was at a school board meeting in which he wrote multiple school board policies. And when I had FOIA'd that information, do you know what was not in his file? There was nothing about that performance, and he should have, under the authority that you have, he should have at least had a written reprimand at that time. He went on to resign. From here, I want to remind the board that there are responsibilities that you have when it comes to hiring and when it comes to firing, and the oversight that you should have on people that come through Mount Pleasant Public Schools, and that includes on contractors. And nowhere when I went through any of the meeting minutes did I ever see Eric Roman once, having gone through this school board and having you seen that he was coming into this school. What other people may not know and what maybe you don't know, he was the union president for the support staff. A book sex predator. And he came back into our schools through WILSA, and never did you approve him coming back into the schools. So with that said, I know that one of you is new here, and you weren't around when this happened, but I think it's time that Mount Pleasant Public Schools looks at the policies and how we're looking and reviewing the staff that are coming into this school, and what we're doing when we reprimand, because this is not the first time I have FOIA information on a staff that has worked in the school and caused harm to students and families, and there is nothing in the file. I am very concerned with the administration. As the school board, please look into this. Thank you. Thank you. Next.